But Ecclesiastes 7:14, we're going to go to Ecclesiastes 7:14. It said, when times are good, be happy. But when times are bad, consider this. God has made both of them. Listen to what I'm saying to you. When times are good, be happy. But when times are bad, think about this. God made both, good and bad. Therefore, no one can discover anything about their future. When times are good, be happy. When times are bad, think about this. God made the good and bad, so you will never know what your future holds, good or bad. That's why the scripture said earlier, in all circumstances, rejoice. Because whatever God has made is good. So even the bad will work for the good. And even the good works for the good. You ask me, Mo, how can you say this, man? I remember my grandma dying on her deathbed. I see my grandma take her last breath. And I went to go choke the doctor. And my family had to hold me back because I was a wild boy back then. So I went to hurt the doctor because somebody got to pay, you feel me? So I went to go grab the doctor. They go hold me back, you know. Years later, as long down, who would ever known that my grandmother's death will be one of the reasons why I'm up here in front of y'all right now talking to y'all. Who would ever knew that my grandmother's death would lead me to forgive my own mother? Help me forgive my own sisters. Help me forgive my own family members. Who would ever know that the trials and tribulations I was going through, the federal situation I was going through, the jail time I was facing, who would ever knew those things would calm me down and remove me from people who meant me no good? This is what I'm talking to y'all about. Who would ever knew all the anxiety attacks I was having would cause me to stop smoking marijuana? I prayed and asked God, get me off this weed, because this weed affects your mental, it affects your emotions, it affects everything. It's a chemical, it throw your chemicals off, so it affects everything. I said, God, get me off this weed. You know what happened? I started getting them anxiety attacks back to back every time I smoke. And I had to figure out why. Who would ever knew an anxiety attack would be the answer to my prayer? Who knows the answer to their prayers until the end of it? How do you know the thing that you've been praying about won't be answered by this thing you're going through? You've been asking God for peace of mind. You've been asking God for understanding. You've been asking God to settle you down. You've been asking God to change your lifestyle. How you know that the pain you're going through right now won't be the answer to your prayer? You've been asking God to help you love your spouse, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You've been asking God to help you love yourself. How do you know this breakup you're going through right now is not going to help you do so? And this is what I mean by understanding that everything, good and bad, will work for good, because God made good and the bad.